Morning Connect family. Over the weekend I've been doing a bit of gardening, and while I was doing some gardening, quite a few different things came to me. As you can see, I'm growing some tomatoes. I don't get out in the garden as much as I'd like to, and when I came out in the weekend, I hadn't been staking my tomatoes, and so they had been growing all over the place. But anyway, in the midst of it, I've put these stakes in, tied them up, and already they're starting to fruit, and so believing that I'm going to get a good crop. Come with me, I've got another lot of tomatoes over here, and again I had planted these against a trellis, and so what I've done is tied them up against the trellis so that they too can grow nice and strong and keep working there. But I also have another garden of tomatoes. Now this group of tomatoes I had staked from the beginning. I had put them in these little cages that helped them grow, but there was a rogue tomato. Look at this one. It has gone berserk. Now in the midst, and I have to be very careful because it's going to keep breaking, it has grown really well, but it has gone everywhere. It wasn't staked. But have a look, one of the branches of it has actually come right across here and found another trellis and is starting to grow up in there. As I was working through this, it really came to me. The fact is, we need to be connected with one another. We need to be able to support one another. In the book of Ecclesiastes, it says here in chapter 4 and verses 9 to 12, I think it is. That's Proverbs. Let me have a look in Ecclesiastes, where it says here, 2 are better than 1, because they have a good reward for their labor. For if they fall, one will lift up his companion. But woe to him who is alone when he falls, for he has no one to help him up. And so, as I was working through this, I just understood again the importance of working together. One of our values at Connect Church is experience community. As we work together, as we support one another, I had the first lot of tomatoes were staked with a stick. The second lot had a trellis where we were all together. These had cages around them. And in the midst of all of that, the tomatoes that will grow well need to be staked. This rogue one, as you can see, it's actually growing well. But every time I try to lift it, the fruit of it breaks off. It isn't producing the fullness of what it could if it was staked with one another. And not only that, so it's understanding that we need accountability. We need to work with one another. We need to, rely on one another. But let's also put it on the flip side. Those, as we come to support one another, every one of these that I've staked is either got a cage around it, but what I've tied them with is nylon or old stockings, something that's soft and not too hard. I guarantee if I put something like this rope, I can damage the plant, and it probably won't grow to the fullness of what it's called to do. So there's two aspects to this. One is that we place ourselves in community. We understand what it is to rely on one another, to be open, to be honest, to work with one another. And secondly, as we then support others, let's use grace and mercy. Let's be soft and pliable, understanding that people will hurt us, will disappoint us. People will do the wrong thing by us. But if we use grace and mercy, I believe that we can do this together. Remember, we are called to experience community, and let's do it well. Bless you and have an awesome day.